You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. All right. Hello, everybody. I don't know if you could see me or not, but we are having multiple issues today. Basically, it looks like Chrome has had some sort of issue, Google Chrome. So I don't know whether or not you guys can hear me, whether you can see me. I don't know, but we have major tech issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and be really sneaky, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to look, come through. I'm going to visualize it all through YouTube, and I'm going to go through YouTube, and I'm going to talk to you via here. So we don't know what the problems are today, and it's a really shame because I was looking forward to looking out for Roger and Faye today, and their show. They've lifted their baby in my hands, and I've messed it up, which I'm not obviously doing on purpose, as you probably well know. Just trying to find you guys on Facebook or YouTube. This mug's for you. So anyway, Roger and Faye today, they're away doing a lovely live show, and I've no doubts in my mind it's going to go according to plan. No doubts whatsoever. So it's all about whether or not they can. Just take this out of the way. So I'm going to go into comments. So there's nobody in the chat room online. Okay, so it's a lot of fun. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like, what are you supposed to do here? Are you supposed to pretend that people are online, or you can only just do what you can do. Technical things happen. So Roger and Faye are doing a live show tonight, and I've no doubt it's going to go without any hitches whatsoever. The thing about it is that I have to do it via my cell phone, and it means I can't see you guys. But in relation to, I'd love to be able to show you guys what I have and what I'm seeing, but because there's nobody else on the show with me, I'm finding it difficult to be able to be able to go in there and do the show with on my own, because I've got nobody to bounce off of and nobody to be able to talk to, and I can't see anybody live on the show as well. So it's really a big issue. Michelle, who is the manager of the station, had tried to have a go and see if she can get it going, but it's not working. Michelle's telling me via text messages here there's obviously issues with, it's probably Chrome is actually the issue at the minute. But so I'm going to try and go in via a different a different sort of way of getting on, getting into. So I'm going to do everything we possibly can to make sure this actually happens. So but she's telling me that we have actually got sound, which is good. So let's see if that happens. So I'm being invited into a different sort of system, so to speak. But that's life, isn't it? That just goes to show that everything we do is real, and it's all live, and it's not made up, and it's not pre-recorded, and so on and so forth. It's kind of one of those days where, and everybody gets them. Everybody gets them. It's kind of one of those days where everything goes backwards. So what do? Do you let it get you down, or do you literally get up and go, right, okay, what did I learn from this? Oh, I know what I learned from that. I learned that I need to be a little bit prepared. Now, normally I'm very prepared. Normally I'm in the studio. I'm a good 40 minutes to an hour before I actually go live. Today, today it literally went against me, and I was chasing my tail for the entire day. So, um, but what do you do? Now I'm sort of I'm literally trying to open up a new internet connection here as we speak. But so I'm in the meantime while I'm putting this all together, it's basically I've kind of I find a lot of people seem to be um, you know, they seem to be quite upset with life, and with upset with you know how things are going, and blaming everybody. I had one lady ask me to help her um, um, with so-called dark spirits, and I was pretty confident she didn't have any, and you know, and I was kind of like I was in the hospital a lot with Johanna, and so I couldn't respond to her a lot over the last few days. So she started referring to me in words that I can't repeat to you guys live on the air, because they're just, you know, you can't, I can't you know, I can't do that. So, but let's put it this way: I was being called a fake, and um, and because I couldn't actually get back to help her when she went, I'm sorry for troubling you, and she says, I won't trouble you again, and I said, okay, thank you, in the same terms as the way she was like expecting me to you know, to come to her, and I got a mouthful. But you know, what do you do? I go after her and go, who the hell do you think you're talking to, kind of thing, or do I basically just say, right, well, look, you know, in this instance here, that you know, I'm kind of like just doing my best to help you out, but you don't seem to be very motivated to help yourself, to be honest. Um, what do you do? And I find myself really perturbed enough to be thinking, do you know what? I've had enough of this. You know, I do my best to I do my best to you know, to help people worldwide, and let's see if we got Mike is working. Okay, cool. Now display name. Okay. Now I think it's definitely is a Chrome issue here, um, because I've gone into another one called Firefox, and it seems to be helping me. So I could well be coming out of this one live, and oh, here we go. We're looking like we're live. Um, okay, it's asking me to log in. So it's basically telling me that I've got to. Uh, it's basically telling me that I've got to start an entire new link and so on and so forth. So there is obviously there's obviously an issue with Chrome today. So well, I'll keep things going on until well, so it's normally 4:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I've got another half hour or so to go. I'd really love to be able to talk to you guys. I can't see anybody, so I don't know basically what to do. I don't know whether you guys can hear me, whether you guys can connect with me. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to do my best with you guys here, and try and make things happen. according to this, I've got it live on the other side. Like if I turn it around, you guys can see. Like you see, so you can see what's going on there, and it's coming up live. But what can you do? Good. Thank you for that, Sue. At least you've come through to tell me you can hear and see me. So if all the rest of you can send me a wee message via Messenger, because I can't see anybody in the chat room. I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to keep going because I'm a professional and I'll do my best to keep this going, because that's what professionals do. So, right. Okay. Right. Here we go. Enter the studio. Yeah, it's coming on. It's basically doing that. Let me just go into settings. Camera, Logic tab, camera. We can hear and see me. That's good. At least you guys are gonna. That's good. I mean, it's all right. The fun thing about it is, we're doing it some weird way tonight, and that's fine. That's fine. Now, I can hear myself coming out of these other speakers over here. So I'm going to turn those down some, because I'm hearing double voices, which is not helping me in any way, shape, or form. Now, because we're getting ready to move. I was doing a lot of stuff, like, you know, you do start packing and stuff, and I found these. So this is the first one, the very, very first one. This is issue number 1 of the entire set. Like, you can even tell, look, it's not, all the writing's not in the same place. Look at that. See, because this was like a test book. So this is actually, I'm hoping, is going to be worth something one day. So this is issue number 1 of the entire set. And this was the one previous to the deluxe version. And finally, the deluxe version came out. So that took a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I'm sort of glad that I did it. Now, I'm glad we've got this sorted, and I'm glad I'm live on, and you guys can hear me. I can't really see you that well, but you know what? Tickety-boo, we'll carry on. If you've got any questions for me, the best thing to do is send your questions to me via Messenger. I'll be able to see them. Then I can respond to you. In relation to being able to respond to you, as in do reads, that's kind of really not going to be on the play today. I know Roger would do that for you, and Roger's the best. In fact, this would probably work today if Roger was in his studio, because he would have just sent me a message to invite me on as a guest, and I would have come on and we'd have been tickety-boo. And the only way that we could get past the issues today was because Michelle, who's the manager of the entire station, went in and kind of sneaked into Roger's back door, sent me a link and say, come in as a guest. And that's how I was able to get on. So that, as Roger will tell you, in our business, show business, the show must go on. We got to do that. But what I want you to do today is, if you are supporting Roger and Faye, make sure you take some pictures, make sure you take some video if you're allowed to do that, and make sure you promote it. Okay, that's really, really important. And promote today's show as well. Please tell everybody that, you know, we're live today. I mean, I'm stepping in for Roger Faye today, but I'll be back with my show, fingers crossed, on Monday night. I'm gonna have to work on the audio and the video and make sure everything works really before we even attempt that. Now, like I say, if you've got questions, then put them to me on Messenger, and then I'll be able to see. So I'm getting messages coming in, and Vanessa says, yeah, I can hear and see you. Sue says, I can hear and see you. Kelly Durant says, we can see you. Well done, Paul, says Sue. Thank you, Sue. Thank you so very, very much. Hard work, but we're going to do it in the end. Now, Faye's been messaging me as well, so she's kind of like in the background and she's working away, trying to keep. Do you know what? She's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lady. She's keeping Roger in. He's making sure everything's happening for him the way it should be, and she's keeping an eye on me too. Isn't that an amazing? What an amazing person. So. Right, in relation to this book here, this one, the one that Faye loves, okay, I want to know that in about 3 weeks' time, we are going into the studio to do an audio version of this book. Alrighty, I'm very, very proud of this book, to be absolutely honest with you, but I've been getting some requests to say, is it possible you could do an audio version of it? And initially I'd said yes, and then I said no. And the reason why I said no was I went and did some research on what it takes to do an audio version of the book. A lot of people, oh, there's Faye, she's live, look, she's live. Hello, darling.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm interrupting Roger on one of the reads, but I wanted to, we see that you had a little difficulty getting on the show, but we're so glad to see you.
Well, there's something wrong with. It's not to do with my system here. It's to do with Google Chrome for some reason. Google Chrome has gone all tickety boo, and even though I could get on in through StreamYard, I could get everything in, and my audio was working, and the Google Chrome wouldn't make the connection. So we were literally, the only way we could get through was if, like the way you guys did last week, you sent me a message to say, come on as a guest. So I had to go in through via my my cell phone to make it work. So Google Chrome on my system is gone a bit, a bit behind the time.
Well, I'm so sorry you went through all of that, and I see that you can't see comments either, right?
No, I can't see comments, so I'm just working blind. You got to do it. You got to work with what you got. So don't worry about it. Everybody's happy. They're all sending me messages.
That's cool. I'm going to I'll stay with you for a little bit. Roger is already in the room doing reads. We are in the beautiful town of Grafton, North Dakota. These people are like the salt of the earth people. It's my old neck of the woods, and when I grew up, from birth to like 12 years old. So it's really nostalgic for me. And it's this little town, but there's already, everybody. And if I could just share with you the room and the people for a moment or two.
That'd be great.
I would love to do that. Could I do that?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And I can hardly hear you, and it's probably my phone. All kinds of strange things happening today, huh?
Isn't it? Isn't it just of all of the days? Today's the day that all the tech goes down.
I'm going to give this.
Really? Keep that in mind. I'm going to go with a wig, toupee, whatever.
Here's Paul.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, good. I'm sorry to interrupt your reading session.
No, you're not. You know you're not.
Well, it's probably easier for you guys to get through the spirit today than it has been for me to get onto the internet. So
that's because they like me more than you.
Oh, it's your turn today, is it?
Yeah. Paul,
a big hello to
take it over.
He cannot see any comments.
A huge hello to everybody in your room today. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but you are being heard. You're being heard around the world. You've made everybody in your room famous today.
Okay, well, like the old saying goes, Paul, I can't waste my time talking to you.
Love it, love it. Have a great show, guys. Love you too, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.
What? What now?
I said, love you too, guys. You have a great show.
We will, and you can kick me out of the studio anytime you want to now, dear.
Okay, my darling. I don't know how to do that because I'm not.
And have
I'm
fun.
not. You can just come out yourself. I think that's probably be the best way to do it because I'm not controlling it.
Oh, okay. I'll try to get out of here. Yeah, it says
Alrighty.
leave. I'll leave.
Okay.
Love you.
See you soon.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for
Bye,
sticking
guys.
with the show.
Bless
Love
you.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Bye. Oh, how cool was that? So we actually got to see Roger live doing one of his shows, and it was really, really cool. That was really such a nice thing to see. So listen, we're still live. We're still going to be working. We're going to work kind of different than we normally do. So you have the opportunity to email me, or not email me, message me on Messenger. If you've got questions for me, just do it via that, and I can talk to you guys audibly. You message me on your like this. So it's kind of the same show, but just slightly sort of more elongated than normal. But at least it's a show. That's what it's all about. I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer. That's better, so I can see a little bit more about what's going on. It's weird because I'm seeing myself on two different things. I'm on the screen over here, and I'm on the screen over here, and it's kind of as you get it in your peripheral. It's just a bit. Oh, right. Okay. So, listen, our Vanessa's feeling rough today. I'm sorry to hear that, my darling. In what way are you feeling rough? Are you feeling physically rough, as in a physical illness going on today? I'm getting a wee bit of an energy around you in relation to depletion of energy. So, have you burning the candles at both ends a wee bit too much? I'm going to take one of these out because I'm hearing my own voice inside my own head. Burning the candle at both ends a little bit there, Vanessa. I'm getting the feeling that it's really, really, really time for maybe a nice relaxing bath with fragrances and candles and kind of a little bit of Vanessa time. I'm getting that feeling about you as well. Now, I don't know whether or not you live near the sea, because I'm hearing the sea in kind of like, I'm picking up the ocean around you in a spiritual sense rather than a physical sense. Now that's a great place to be able to reinvigorate your energy. All right. So if you can get by the ocean, just sit by the ocean and let it kind of lap up the beach. Close your eyes and have a little bit of a meditation. Let your negative energies flow with the water. So as if the ocean comes in, imagine it's lapping around you, pulling away all the negativity out of you and back into the ocean, because the ocean's got an amazing amount of energy and power. It will just evaporate any negative energies and let it refill you with positive energy. Sue's saying that she feels a bit rough and tumble today as well, so she's not feeling on top of it. What's going on today? There seems to be a whole pile of what's going on. The systems are not working, the tech's not working. You guys are not feeling well. Lynn's saying you are still the handsome devil you've always been. Really? Oh, I don't see myself like that in that way. Michelle's keeping an eye on things, which I'm very, very glad that she is. She says Chrome could need an update, but my system updates itself on a regular basis. But that doesn't mean she's wrong. She could very well be correct. System probably does need an update. In fact, it had an that's true, because the system had an update today, so it may well need a new Chrome update. So we'll have a look at that. I'll look at that later on today after the show. So listen, you guys, your bodies are fantastic. Your bodies are very, very incredible, complex machines, because, well, me personally, I can work in the physical and in the spiritual both at the same time. Well, you have that ability too. So your body is telling you that it needs time out, it needs repairing, it needs some time to get itself re-energized. And you can do both at the same time. You can re-energize the spirit as well as re-energize the physical body. Now, I was saying to Vanessa and everybody else watching the show today. So if you're watching the show today, one of the best ways to reinvigorate your body, as in the physical, as in this, and the soul at the same time, is be around nature, be around the physicality of nature. I had a great debate this week with two friends of mine who I'm hoping to bring onto my show next week, in relation to connecting to spirit, connecting to nature, and the link between the two of those. I'm a very, very, very feet on the ground kind of a guy. I need. I'm not a big sort of, what's the right words here? But I don't like to. I don't want to insult anybody. I never want to do that. But I'm also the kind of guy that needs more proof, more. I need to see things happening. I need to make sure. I mean, I'm a psychic medium. I work with spirit. That's absolutely. Um, but I know that because I in fact get involved. So before I actually became a psychic medium, I did an immense amount of research, an immense amount of work in testing the ground, testing the water, before I would even allow myself to think that this was all real. And even when I was working, I was still looking for proof, and I was still asking for proof, and and there's, I mean, the book that I'm going to be releasing for December this year is called Walking with the Light, and it's all about that. It's all about that journey. So, but I do know that when you sort of get if you can get near the ocean, it is one of the best places to reinvigorate you, both physical and metaphysically. Okay, when you hear the sound of the ocean, when you hear that, you immediately, your stress levels begin to drop. Now, stress is the biggest cause of illness for human beings on this planet. Stress. That is the biggest cause. Okay, it is the foundation for most illnesses. Okay, and it's the foundation and the beginning of most serious illnesses. It's a big cause of cancers. It's a big cause of high blood pressure, which then has shoot off issues, and heart related issues as well, of course. So if you can get yourself near an ocean where you can get some time to yourself and just allow that sound to come in and out, as it's coming in, imagine it's bringing with you or to you positive energy and cleansing energy. And as it's drawing away back into the ocean, imagine it's pulling out of you all the worries, the stress, the aches and pains, and all the negativity that you've maybe had build up around you. But one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't do is give yourself permission to actually let that happen. Give yourself permission to say, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be on top of things. I deserve to have all great things. And a lot of people go, oh, I'm certainly feeling sick, and they focus directly onto the issue. Focus on how it's going to pass you. Focus on how you feel when you're on top of your game, when everything, you have no aches or pains, you have no stresses and no worries, and keep your mind in that mindset. And trust me, your body will follow suit. Now, a few people have sent me messages. Let me respond. Ronnie says, "Hey, Ronnie, darling, good to see you." Ronnie, I've been sick. I've got strep throat. So what is going on here? Why is everybody having these issues? Hi, Paul. I'm happy you got things going. Hope the rest of your day is smoother. Fortunately, I'm having a good one. It's a bit cooler today in Virginia. And hi to everybody, says our Mary. Mary, great to hear from you, darling. Thank you for bringing a positivity to the show. That's very kind of you. Don't forget to tell everybody else out there that we are live. We are doing it this way, just for this show today, for the next 30 minutes or so. And it's one way of, as long as the show goes ahead, that's what it's all about. So my advice is give that opportunity a shot. Try and get yourself near the ocean. Now, two of my friends who were talking to me this week were saying they have, they love, they love nature. They love being around trees, and they do the tree hugging bit. I have a lot of problems in connecting with that. Okay, I'm not saying that they're off their minds and what the heck kind of thing. No, I'm not. Hey, I'm not qualified to judge anybody. Um, I know trees are pure energy. They are energy. Okay. And I've often told my students to meditate under a tree first thing in the morning, just as the sun is rising. Because as the sun is rising, the tree becomes energized because the tree saps up the energy from the sun through its canopy of leaves. And a tree is one of the best symbols because, in fact, it's a symbol of our business. Here, you'll see it sometime in the future. The tree is grounded through its roots, and it's connected to the solar energy, connected to the universal energy through its leaves. So it's one of the best symbols of power and energy. Okay. Um, if you have an opportunity to go out and sit under a tree first thing in the morning, just as the sun is rising, and meditate, I promise you here and now, you will never experience anything like it again. It is just mind-bogglingly amazing. Okay. So if you can get yourselves out there and try a meditation first thing in the morning, just as the sun is literally, dawn is cracking, as there's light in the sky, but the sun is just about to come up. Sit under a tree, put your back against a tree, breathe that beautiful cool air of a morning, and let go. Listen to one of my meditations. There's loads of them on my YouTube channel. If you follow my TV series Moments, there's 16 different individual meditations just on that series alone. So you just watch the show, which is, I think, the longest show in that series is 20 minutes long. So you haven't got very long to watch the show. But at the end of the show, there's a meditation. You can jump past the show and go straight to the meditation if you want. One of my pals said to me the other day, one of the producers said, you can download all the meditations and turn them into an album. And I thought, that's a really good idea. I might get on with that this week. Right, we've got another message just come in, and this is coming from our pal Janine. G'day, Janine, how's it going? Was that a half decent accent, or was that a bit rubbish? Hello, my darling friend. How are you? I'm going okay. And you're just a bit emotional. I can imagine you're emotional, my sweetheart. But the human condition, I like to call it the human condition. Okay. What I want to say to you, Janine, my darling, is this: you are definitely connected to your friend. Now, your friend is spirit. She's soul. She's pure energy. She's not connected to any kind of illness in any shape or any form. Okay. Inside of you, you have soul energy. Okay. On spirit. Now, that connection will still connect with your friend on that level. So we have different things called human condition, which actually cuts that off. And one of those human conditions that cuts the connection between our soul energies or our higher selves is sadness. Okay, because sadness is one of the emotions that we have as human beings, hence the name, human conditions. Sadness is one of the heavier and more compound emotions that shuts everything down like that. So, on many occasions where I've had to deal with lovely people like yourself, Janine, and other people around the globe who are suffering loss, I always say, right, imagine I flip you over. So I go flip like that, and I send Janine into the heavenly realm, okay, and you're looking back at your friend. Just how long would you like to see your friend in tears and in sadness and in pain and in darkness? How long would you want to see that happening? And be really realistic about the question. Be really honest about the answer. So you're looking back at your friend. You see they're they're in mourning. Basically, they're in mourning. They're mourning you, but you're like completely fine. Okay. So you're watching them, they're in tears, they're in sadness, they're down, they're in darkness, they're dressing in black and all of the accoutrement that goes with loss. How long do you want to see them in sadness and in tears? And that's a genuine, honest question. Ask yourself that question. So you're looking down at this situation. All the rest of you, come back and answer that question too. Come on, let's get this whole concept rolling here. Alrighty? I have decisions to make and I just can't help, please. Vanessa, okay. The simplistical answer to that one is this. What takes you to happiness and your goals? Which route takes you towards happiness, a stronger, better, happier life, and to your goals? Which route takes you there? And that's the route to take. Now, sometimes some heavy decisions have to be made in order to make that happen. Okay. But you've also got to make sure that you're making those decisions based upon fact and not emotional input. So are you making decisions because you're not feeling things happening, or are you making a decision because things are not happening for reasons? Those reasons are factual and not emotional. Alrighty? But we don't have a huge amount of time on this earth. That's the high and the low of it. We don't. Okay. We have a given start point and we have a given end point. Okay. We're lucky enough not to know when that end point is. Okay, because that would just mess up your life, wouldn't it? But that being said, do we have the time to waste on sadness and worry and stress and pain? Trust me, in what I've endured and what I've experienced in my life, no, we don't. Okay? Go towards whatever brings happiness into your life. Go towards that's going to make the best out of your life. Because whatever you do in your life that brings the best, you then pass that down. Okay? You pass it down in multiple ways. The energy that you make, the energy you create in being happy, being upbeat, being full of happiness, you affect the people and the environment around you with that energy. Okay. But what you also do is you inspire people to do the same with their lives. Make them, and they become inspired to say, right, you know what, I'm going to do the things that make me happy, that uplift my life and get me towards my goals. Now, that spiral can be infectious. Okay. Because everybody watches everybody being happy and doing the things they love. And trust me, if you work at something you love, you'll never work a day in your life, because everything you do is because you love it. There's no effort needed. Okay. You will always give 100% because you love what you do. Okay. So is that helping you, my darling? Come back and let me know. Janine, we are having the funeral on Tuesday, and I must say a poem called, I'm sorry, Janine, I'm not understanding what you've just written. We're having the funeral on Tuesday, and I'm say a poem called God's Garden. Did you misspell or miswrite that? Because it doesn't make sense to me, and I'm an idiot. So you have to spell it out for me. I'm an actual idiot. I'm a dyslexic idiot for a start. Okay, so you'll have to rewrite that out because I'm not too sure what you were saying there. Thank you for sending in the questions and responding to me, though. The rest of you guys, come on, get involved. Talk to me. That's really helped me so much, says our Vanessa. Thank you. No, listen, Vanessa, no thanks ever needed. Pretty much everybody that we encounter will go through what you're going through. Okay? Now, here's the thing. You're going to be in a place now where you've gone through it. You've experienced it and you've got results. Okay. So you're actually going to be in a better place now to help others. Right. So you'll have gone through the heavy decisions and the direction that's going to make you happy. You're literally going to come across other people who are going to be going through the same problems and the same issues. And you're going to be in a place now to say, hey, listen, I was there and here's what I did. This will help you. I did this because this is what I want. Pick something along the same lines for yourself, because that will help you get to where you're going to go. So you've got experience now as well, and you're very, very welcome as always. Um, Lynn says, I love my job and I'm so proud and honored to do it. What more can I ask? Well, I don't know. What do you want to ask? Just ask. Ask questions. That's a statement, but it's a nice statement, but it's still a statement nonetheless. So keep those questions coming to me, guys. It's lovely to see you guys. Thank you very much for your patience on today's show. We got about another 10, 15 minutes max, literally, before we call it. Normally, Roger and Faye call it 6 o'clock our time. They call it a day, but I'm going to go 5 minutes over because I know we've got 5 minutes grace. Because I was late getting on, so I'm going to drag it a little bit further. So listen, if you've got Q&A from me, questions and answers, send those to me now. Message me, and I will happily respond so that we have at least something to show Roger and Faye, and then not be too annoyed at me for not producing a really top-notch show today. I'm going to be saying a poem called God's Garden. A poem. All right, you're going to be saying a poet, P-O-E-M. Got it. A poem is what you guys call us. Poems. Oh, I'm not English though. I know you guys, the Australians called English poems. So a poem called God's Garden. All right, okay, that sounds really, really good. What I can give you in advice, Janine, my love, it's a really, really difficult thing. I had to do dad's speech at my daughter's wedding. And I have performed in front of thousands and thousands of people. I have stood on stages where I couldn't see the back end of the people. I have been on TV where the camera's on me and I know there's roughly 9 to 22 million people watching the show. And I was never as sort of, is the word frightened? No, not frightened because I'm used to standing in front of people, but I was never as nervous as I was as reading my speech at my daughter's wedding. Because it's not about me. All right? That's why it's about my daughter and her husband Joel. So it's about trying to tell them how proud I am of them. Trying to tell them how much I love them and how much they are great, great people in how they've lived their lives. And having a little bit of fun in there all at the same time. So what I'm trying to say, Janine, is imagine you're talking directly to your pal, not reading a poem. Imagine you talking directly to her because she will be there to watch it. I guarantee that. So imagine that what you understand as death doesn't exist because to her it doesn't. Okay? She recognizes you guys suffering. She doesn't recognize that she has crossed in the concept we do. We say we see the body lying in the casket, that person's dead. To the spirit energy, to the soul, they're not dead. They just got out of that machine, that shell. They just got out of that machine. Okay? They've got out of that car that's now broken down and unrepairable. So when you're talking to your friend and you're reading that beautiful poem, God's Garden, imagine she's standing there in front of you and you're talking to her. My mum left me a little card, and it said, "Don't think of me as gone. Think of me as merely in the next room. Speak to me as you always did, and think of me as being around, but just not in the room with you." Okay? I needed that from her. I'm a professional medium. I was a professional medium when she passed, but I couldn't deal with her crossing until I read that and read it again and read it again and read it so many times until it sunk in. She's not gone. She's just in the next room. So when you're reading it, close your eyes and imagine her standing in the next room listening, but she's ironing or something, or she's on holiday. But talk to her like you would always talk to her. Read it like she's there listening to it, and not you're trying to express your sadness in her crossing. If you want to honor our friends and family, this is not just to my dear pal Janine. If you want to honor our friends and family who have crossed, then be the best you can be here and talk to them like they are here. Okay? Don't talk to them as in a past sense. Hopefully that helps you, my love. And we will be sending you energy, and we will be sending you strength on Tuesday to help you go through the lane to the rest of your dear, dear friend. Thank you for that interaction today, Janine. It's been a great help, and I hope in what I'm being able to help you with helps other people as well. And that wouldn't have helped unless you had shared that with us, Janine. Thank you. If you've got any more questions with me today, guys, please do come and let me know. I'm very grateful for you interacting with me, so please do come and talk to me. I've got about literally 10 minutes left. I'm gonna go to 6:05 tonight. So I'm gonna go, take it. I'm gonna go into the 5 minutes grace because we were late getting started because of the technical issues. But if you've got any questions for me, please do put them to me now. We've got about 10 minutes before we go. So next week, I will be moving house on. We got the dates through yesterday evening. We'll be moving on the 7th of August. So whatever day that is, I don't know. I can't see a calendar right now. So I will be probably not around for a couple of days while we're moving home for obvious reasons. It's just like a lot to do. In moving home is one of the most stressful things so I'm going to be de-stressing and trying my best to make things happen all at the same time. Anyway, if you've got any more questions, put them to me now. I've only got about 5 or 6 minutes left before we call it a night, and at least we've done something to help our lovely Faye and Roger as they're off doing their show today. Great seeing them there, by the way. Lovely seeing them. It was great for them to take a quick jump in and say, hey, there, everybody. That was really quite cool. I quite enjoyed that. If nobody comes back to me tonight, what I'll say to you guys now, listen, life is energy, okay? And everything, every single thing, even this cell phone that I'm working through today, this earpiece that I'm holding in my hand, the power that powers all of this, everything is energy. We are energy, and you cannot destroy energy. Energy just changes form. You can't destroy it. So our souls, our spirit is energy. So when this particular unit can't support that energy anymore, it moves to the next realm, next life. But the energy is still able to interact with you. If you're struggling with the loss of a loved one, then my advice is quite simply, sit quiet with a cup of your favorite drink, a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever. Close your eyes and just breathe. And every breath out, just fall deeper and deeper. Okay? And listen out for that connection. Listen out for that link. Listen out for that thought, that feeling, and that repetitive thought. If that thought is over and over, don't evaluate it, accept it. Just accept it. Say thank you. Because the more you get used to having that repetitive thought, that's them communicating with you. And the more you'll understand it, and then the more you'll understand how to separate what's your thoughts from their thoughts. Okay? Then you'll be moving into my realm. Take the time out to give yourself a bit of an uplift. Give yourself a break. Okay? I said so many times in the past, a few people didn't like what I said, but I really don't care. I don't care. I said in the past, get rid of what doesn't serve you. Okay? Because we hang on to stuff that doesn't serve us, that doesn't do us good. We're doing it to appease other people, and that's wrong. If you don't like it, like for an example, I'm going to pick something very, very simple. I despise the vegetable cauliflower. Oh, yeah, I despise it. But I won't put it on my plate just to appease my wife. Right, listen, before we go any further, basically, I've got to bring everything to a close because lots of hugs to you, Michelle, my darling. Thank you for helping us out today. You've been a rock star as always. When my friend passed in September, one of her family read a eulogy at the funeral. I distinctly heard my friend say, "I would rather be in the cafe drinking coffee." That's a good response. To my lovely pal Janine, listen, you're going to get through everything, and it's all going to work. Don't worry about that. Vanessa, you're very, very welcome. Listen, my friends around the world, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your love. We will be back on Monday night as always. Look out for yourselves. Take good care and enjoy the weekend that's coming up. And don't forget, take time out for yourself every single day. Communicate, appreciate, and validate everyone in your life so a medium never has to do it for you. And what does Roger and Faye say? Love is life. Life is love. Good night. God bless.